Hey, it's John Howell here, and I wanted to say well done because I'm going to be giving you my #1 most powerful trading technique to help you become a much better trader. See, over the last 15 years of trading, I went from $250,000 in debt to now a full-time trader, and it's trading techniques like you're learning in this video right now that really has helped me to do really well in the markets. And so this is what I'm going to teach you right now. So you're going to learn the #1 most powerful trading technique. And also at the end of this video, I'm also going to be giving you free access to the Master Trader Collection, my entire Master Trader Collection. So keep an eye out for that. So let's get straight into the free training. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Okay, traders, so one thing I want to talk about in this video here is one of the most powerful but overlooked things that most traders don't get. And that is when trading a market, call it we're trading the daily chart, okay? It's so important to keep an eye on that higher time frame. Because if that higher time frame, call it the weekly chart, if we're trading the daily chart, if that weekly chart is in a particular trend, then that daily chart, whatever's happening on that daily chart, we've got to make sure that we're trading with that weekly chart. Now, what I mean by that is this, okay? Let me bring this up through here, okay? I'm going to do this here. If we have on the weekly chart, if we have lower highs, and then the market rallies through here, okay? So what's happening through here? We had what? Lower high, and this could be what? This could be some sort of lower high again, right? Now, this is the weekly chart. Remember, this is the weekly chart. And the lower high could be what? And then the market rolls back over again. Makes sense, right? So this is the weekly chart. And it's so important to keep an eye on that weekly chart because if you're going against that weekly chart, then these rallies could be or may be very short-lived. Makes sense? So let's just say, for example, I'm going to zoom in on this bit through here. Now, what is that bit through there? We'll have a higher low. That's what that looks like through there. This is on the daily chart over here. With me so far? So that's the daily chart. This is the weekly chart. But if we're making higher lows, but the weekly chart is still making lower highs overall, then this could be very short-lived, and we could start to do this again. Make sense? So it's so important to keep an eye on that weekly chart to see where is that weekly trend. If we've got a very strong weekly trend, but that daily chart's giving us some sort of a short-term upward movement, that could be very short-lived. Makes sense? Because now we're looking at the bigger time frame, and it's so important that I personally like trading with this tide. Makes sense? Because if I can get a really good entry signal and it's going with this weekly trend, then it's much more powerful. Let me give you a real life example of the SIL and the SILJ. It doesn't really matter. Just use any of them. But look what's been happening here on the SIL and the SILJ, right? What's been happening? We've been starting to sell off quite hard, haven't we? Let me just delete everything off the screen here. So what's been happening over this last, say, 6 months, right? Last 6 months, we had a higher low, but see how it was, yes, we did have some nice movement for a few months, didn't we? Maybe for a 6 month upwards, but why have we started to roll back over and started to sell off quite strongly? Why did it take, what's that there? 1, 2, 3 months to rise, and it took 1-2 months to basically completely almost retrace the last sort of 3-4 months to rise, and now we're selling off quite strongly. Why are we selling off quite strongly? What was the defining factor there? Well, if we go look at this weekly chart, what is this weekly chart doing? What is it doing? And let's actually do this thing through here, right? We had a what? We had a lower high, a lower high. Market ran down, didn't it? Came back up and a lower high. So we're still creating a lower high through here, aren't we? So if you're looking at this on your chart and you're trading the markets, this doesn't matter what market you're looking at. And if the market was rallying, if we go back to our daily charts now and we squeeze our daily charts up, around here, you'll be saying, you know what? We could be creating some sort of lower high here, and that weekly chart could be kicking back in, and we could be creating, as you can see, right, significant lower highs all the way down. Makes sense? So this is one of the most powerful things you can do, one of the most powerful trading techniques you can apply to your trading to start making sure that if you are trading bullish through here, that you know that it may be very short-lived. Now, it may not be, right? It may turn around and start to do this, right? And start an upward trend. That we don't know, but if you are trading, say, bullish through here, then you keep in mind that that weekly trend is very down right now, and that could be coming in right now real soon. Makes sense? So that's what you want to be looking at there. Always keep an eye on that higher time frame, because that higher time frame, just like we're seeing right here, right? And just like the SILJ as well too, right? Look at this here. High, lower high, lower high. Look at this here. Drop down. Let me do this thing through here, right? I drop down, lower high, lower high, lower high. I drop down, I rally back up, and now look what happened. Now we're dropping back down again, aren't we? What was, look, that's the weekly chart, right? So weekly chart is still overall down. What was happening on the daily chart? So that was the lower high here, wasn't it? What was happening on the daily chart? Oh, we started getting a little bit of upward movement. Notice how it was very short-lived, and now we're almost back down the previous lows. Makes sense? And now what did it start to do? Started to create a low, started to create a lower low through here. They started to create a lower high through here, and now we're back down to selling. The selling is much stronger because it's with that what? It's with that weekly overall trend. And as you can see, right, these major points through here is basically what the weekly chart is saying. Lower high through here, and then major lower high through here, rolling down, so on and so forth, right? If I go to that weekly chart, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at through there. There you go, through there. Makes sense? So this is what one of the, or probably one of the most powerful trading techniques you can apply to your trading to make sure you are going. So if you've enjoyed today's free training, I want to give you free access to the Master Trader Collection. I've taken my entire Master Trader Collection and I've put it in the Master Trader Lab. Now, in the brand new Master Trader Lab, you're going to learn the most unknown and powerful secret pathways, chart reading strategies, 7-figure trading secrets, 2 amazing trading systems, millionaire mindset, and so much more to help you become what I call a master trader without spending 15 years to try and figure it all out. Now, I'm going to give you free access, a free trial to this. So click on the link below right now and go over to the next page to grab your free trial to the Master Trader Lab. Go do that right now.